Hey guys, so I'm doing a video now of the input lag on the wemax projector, and right now I've got fired up a copy of the Order 1886. This is being played on the PS4 Pro. As you can see on the right, I have my Asus monitor, which is a 1 millisecond response, and obviously on the left we have the wemax, which is quoted at roughly 88 milliseconds to anywhere within 100 or so milliseconds. So you can kind of see, just based off of, how I'm firing right now, how long it takes to get rid of some of the enemies. And obviously, as it does happen, you can see that the projector is firing off significantly slower than the monitor. So again, if we take a look here, you can kind of see that by the time I've pulled the trigger here, it's had some time. Okay guys, so I've got the camera set to the 90 frames per second mode now, so that should make it a lot easier to see where the bullets go and how quickly. Okay, and here we are now in Call of Duty Zombies. This is obviously Black Ops 3. Pretty serious amount of input lag here. As we can see, it's taking a lot longer to shoot these guys in the projector version than it is in the one on the monitor back there. Obviously, quite a big deal in terms of just the overall looks of everything. And I'm terrible at this. I haven't played this game in like forever and a half. But as you can see, I mean, in general, it's just a lot better on the right versus the projector itself. Clearly, still a long ways to go there. Okay, folks, and here we are in Uncharted. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off the gun in this game as well. Again, this is all on the PS4. So you can see the delay in terms of the movement on the left versus the right. Now, it's certainly not absolutely god-awful, but again, if you're playing an FPS rather than a game like this, it would make a much bigger difference. So overall, not terrible, but also at the same time, it doesn't feel nearly as smooth as, just sort of what you see on the monitor to the right. So I'm going to do one more game after this, which is going to be Killzone Shadowfall, so you guys can see the effect in there, and that'll be it for this video. Okay, and here we are in Killzone Shadowfall. I'm going to turn down the volume here so we can just kind of see exactly what the lag is going to be like. So you can see it's actually a little bit better in this game than in the other ones, although still not by any sort of largely significant amount. You can still see that there's definitely more lag on the projector than there is from the screen itself, from the LCD screen. But overall, much better in this game as far as, the input lag goes. It's still pretty annoying. I wouldn't recommend playing the game like this. I feel that it's, still relatively frustrating to play this way as compared to playing on the LCD, for example. So definitely still not ideal. I wouldn't play multiplayer, in the campaign, and it can also be kind of a pain sometimes because of the way that this thing is just, kind of laggy. I have found that for the most part, you can play most games okay, but again, the input lag certainly makes it a little bit of a problem when it comes to, getting everything sorted. As you can see, it's lagging by a couple of seconds here, basically. It's just noticeable enough to the point of annoyance. Now, I'm not going to say that it's, by any means, amazing, but it's good enough to play for the most part. Again, depending on your personal needs and depending on which games you play, you may be alright. Um, I feel that if you're playing things like racing games and FPS and anything that's like a fighting game where, basically instantaneous reaction is more or less a must, then this projector probably is not a good idea for you. With that said, if you're just kind of casually gaming and if it's not that big of a deal to you to have the best input response, then this thing will do just fine. So keep that in mind as you get this projector. I'm going to try and see if I can do a review where I do the same thing on a bunch of PC games. That way you can kind of get an idea of just how well it does for the PC side of things. But again, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, it just ultimately depends on your use case.